Hey, how's it going? I was just in the middle of eating dinner when I noticed that the Sunset animated short just went live. And I guess we could do a reaction to it. If you want to see more reactions, feel free to leave a comment or join me on the Discord and you can basically suggest anything you'd like to see my reaction to or a deeper analysis on. What we have here. Time flies straight like an arrow, winding like a road with no end. No one could have known the profound solitude of journeying through the passage of time, or how time itself could wash away the meaning of their long odyssey. Yet if their will has never been broken, and their steps have never once faltered, at the journey's end, they will rediscover the very purpose of that first set, the very purpose that set them on their way. Okay. Sonhada, Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves? Alright. Tupac, Andrew James Spooner, Wanjuru, Kimberly Tierney, Milanek, Bernardo Parra, Alvika, Katerina Sarskan, Hine, Claire Colbert. Alright. Well, this is actually an EN, so this must have been recorded a long time ago. And I'm also noticing it says animated short. However, I am noticing this is an 11-minute short. This is an 11-minute short. 10:44. This is not short at all. I classify the trailers as shorts. The trailers are like shorter than the animated shorts, to be honest. Most of the trailers are like minute 30, 2:30, 3.5 tops. And then the animated shorts have been like 4 to 6 minutes, it seems. This is like dwarfing it. This is a 10.5 minutes. Almost 11. I think I've blathered on long enough, so let's just get into this. Alright. Sunset. She's gonna die, isn't she? We're gonna see her die in this trailer, aren't we? Stand with Mavika is the hashtag.
You'll do great, even 2 against 1.
You bet. Or even 3 against 1.
Oh, this is her family, right? That's the little sister.
I propose a toast to the 2 who are no longer with us. Sanhaj and Burkina.
Sanhaj and Burkina. Burkina was the one that stole the flame, right?
They'll both be missed. Even though Sanhaj wasn't that much of a talker.
And yet the news of his death rings
Oh,
loud
actually, no,
and
wait. We
clear.
saw some
A
of these
rallying
people
cry
in
our
her
hearts.
weird walk up to the flame, in her weird end of story thing.
He died a hero. Him and Burkina both.
Now a second toast to the Pyro Archon.
To the Pyro
in whom
Archon.
we place all of our trust.
All right.
Here's to her courage, indomitable will, and magnificent plan.
I just wish she would have
Oh,
joined
right.
us for tonight.
These are the 6 people.
She should be
Yeah,
here,
these are all the ones that the
sharing
6
a
warriors
drink
inherited
with
the
us.
names of.
She's making a 500-year trip alone. If it were me, my emotions would be all over the place. Give her some time.
He's so fucking
This
huge.
final toast is to us. And to our impending death.
To our
Both
impending
grim
death.
and glorious.
Death comes for us all. No one
Certain
lives
defeat
forever.
Tomorrow, we'll march to our deaths, eh? So, you ready to face
If anyone's
it,
curious what I'm
Tupac?
eating, I make bangers and mash for dinner.
Defeat? Says who? Our
I'd
sacrifice
show you,
will
but
feed
there's
the
like only
sacred
like
flame,
the rim of the bowl
paving
left.
the way for true victory in 500 years. I am ready. Natlinese warriors don't fear death. Am I
That's
right,
the one
Middle
who
Egg?
Malvika inherited the ancient name
Middle Egg?
of, right?
Huh?
Already asleep.
Let him sleep. Fearlessness is one thing, but to nap in the face of death? You don't see that every day.
You don't. Oh, so this is her outfit from 500 years ago.
Sunset. The sky burns bright tonight.
I like the
Just
way her
like
eyes
the
are
day
drawn
I
like
took
here. In
office.
game, it seems a little bit over the top because the coloring is like
Hine.
too contrasted.
What are you doing?
Mom said you shouldn't stare at bright flames, or you'll hurt your eyes. And I heard that you're the brightest flame of all now. So, I'm covering my eyes.
Hine, take your arm away.
She's blonde now.
Oh, wow! You're
I like this outfit.
finding it all.
The biker thing is cool and all, but I actually like this more traditional outfit.
Sun. Everyone looks at it, but no one gets
That's an
hurt.
interesting coloring that they did on that. I like how transparent it is.
Marika?
Hine, do you think there'll be sunsets like this in the far future too?
I'm sure there will be. Time marches on.
So
Meanwhile,
this
in the
is
Night
where I
Kingdom-
meet my end. It's sobering.
When Tanoch summoned us, you should have seen this day coming. Hey, you recovered yet, Menelek?
With a fierce battle to sober me up, I will be soon enough.
That's the one that Chaska inherited the name
Let's
of, right?
show the Abyss that if they want to take our lives, it's gonna cost them dearly.
Friends, in this final battle, may you burn bright until the end.
Alright. They're all gonna die.
We'll remember this day.
Will it, though? Pyro, Geo. Hydro. I'm guessing Janssen inherited yours. I love that the
Menelek's
parallels.
headlock was so strong, it outlived him. That giant beast suffocated to death because it couldn't break free from a dead man's grip.
Yikes.
And Sunjata fell too soon. If he hadn't taken that hit to save Wanjiru, he'd have lasted a lot longer. A senseless sacrifice, considering we were all gonna die anyway.
Tupac.
Fuck.
You're awake.
The big man
I
coming.
knew you'd pull through. To keep the plan on track, I thought I'd give you a lift here.
You're...
Abyssal corrosion, I'm guessing.
Look, we're almost there. You are our flame. You have to burn on and never go out.
Tupac.
Oh, there's a giant chunk of his chest missing. Oh, he dead. He died standing like fucking Whitebeard. Holy shit. We're 8 minutes in, I can swear now, right? Sacred Flame. So they won the battle against the Abyss. So can they do the whole resurrection thing, or is her plan not allow them to do it so that they can be passed on to the people of the future? Alright, this is the present, right? Yeah, 'cause that's her outfit in the present. I do love the design of the helmet. The helmet looks cool. I don't think I commented on it in my reaction to the 5.3 trailer.
That sunset is the only
The
thing
motorcycle
in
is
sight.
just a big woof for me.
I don't know how
I think
far
motorcycles are
I've
cool and all. I expected her to have a motorcycle because the first thing we saw when we saw her design in like the Natlin teaser, it was just, that's clearly a motorcycle riding suit she's wearing. So I assume she had like a
come. I
bike
don't
of
even
some
know where
kind.
this road leads.
Yeah, where does this road lead? And you keep passing by the same house.
Where am I heading?
Looks like you're passing the same thing multiple times a day.
I can't remember.
Is this supposed to be the passage of time, or is she
feel
literally just passing a bunch of
lost.
similar houses?
But this is the only road there is.
I walk this lonely road.
I
No,
guess
no, no, we're not
maybe
doing Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
I'll take a break.
We keep showing Hina. We never did find out what happened to her. I have theories, but I have nothing concrete.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm waiting for sunset.
But it never sets here.
Really? That's weird. Why does the sun not set here? What is it, Day Island from One Piece? Most people know it as Enies Lobby.
It will. When the time comes.
All things must die. All things must die.
Have you heard the saying? After the evening flame burns away all evil,
Oh, you're braiding the
peaceful
hair.
night will finally arrive.
That's neat.
The evening flame.
Go on.
Hey sis, you have a mission to do. Remember?
That's a long road. I'm assuming this is all in her head, because I don't think there's a road like this
people
location
watching the
existing in
sky.
game.
I can't keep them waiting. Hine.
Your sister died like probably 450 years ago.
That's right. I never lost my way. I'm still on track.
So how long do you think she's had the motorcycle? You think Shalonen made it?
My destination has been right there all
I haven't
along.
looked at like Shalonen's voice lines, so I wouldn't know. Alright. Into the sunset.
We all have made many sacrifices and faced our inner demons. But finally,
Oh, we do show the parallels.
we are here. Natlan has suffered long enough. By nightfall, this war will be over!
Oh, I think this is actually what's going to be in the Archon quest. I think that last scene is actually from the
For
Archon
Natlan.
quest. That's not actually out yet. Well, so that was a very long, and I mean really long short. So we're going to go bit by bit and try to be as in-depth as we can. So we got to meet nearly all of the original name wielders. And Sanaj is already passed away at this point. Who I believe is the one who had Kenichi's name is based off of, if I remember right. Sanaj was the wielder of Turnfire. Or I could be remembering incorrectly. Got another good shot at the sister. I like her design. I actually mentioned this in my playthrough of the Tribal Chronicles for the Masters of the Nightwind. But the tapestry in the center of the weaving room looks suspiciously like an older version of this character. And I think that it might be related to them. So I don't know if my theory will end up being proven true or not. But we should be able to find out since we're going to get the conclusion to the Masters of the Nightwind Tribal Chronicle in 5.3. So, I guess look forward to that. That's something that I guess is worth mentioning here. I think it's very interesting that her hair is blonde. I think they did if it's supposed to be like the fire that it's like normally when she's in this state, I don't think the animation here actually looks all that good, because the only hint that you have that it's actually flame-like is this little bit of here, which I feel like they could have shown more of it throughout. Like, you can see the texture is moving here, but shouldn't it be moving all through here? That's just a minor nitpick. Although I did want to comment on this. I love the transparent coloring on this. It's really weird when you draw hair like this, because this makes it almost look more like silk than it looks like hair. But that's just a small nitpick on my end. Ooh, rainbow. There's a rainbow surrounding the sunset in this shot. Oh, I think you can still see Ochka Notland in the distance here. Way in the distance. I think it's actually looking like it's a little bit closer than it should be, because the Flower Feather Clan and the Master of the Nightwind should be technically, if this is the arena, geographically... No, wait, that's the volcano, right? So the Master of the Nightwind would be, like, off to the side over here. We get this epic shot of all of them. And here we are in the present day, right for the ending. Roran. I think it's going to be neat that we'll have an ancient name now, which technically makes us an honorary Natlan. Natlian? Also, I guess it's worth mentioning that we still don't really know what, we still don't actually know what clan Malvika is from, because her outfit and design doesn't seem to match the normal attire of any of the 6 clans that we actually interact with. A lot of people actually do mention this, because there seems to be one for every type of Saurian. But at the same time, there's also one for technically each one of the elements. But there's not one for the Pyro element, which is, I guess, supposed to be represented by the Pyro Archon. I guess another big disappointment I guess I should make is we never really learned more about Vanessa. I guess they're saving that for like an event or like an interlude later on down the line. Because Vanessa from like the Genshin Impact manga was really heavily tied to Natlan. Like Vanessa's people were from Natlan. They were taken out of Natlan and turned into slaves. So some of my nitpicks, I guess I'll air out some grievances I have here, because I've had a little bit of issues with Natlan's storytelling. The war arc was paced a little bit too slow for my liking. I thought the writing was okay, but I feel like Natlan for me just falls short of being great. Natlan has been a good arc, but it hasn't been a great arc. It's missing something that I think that the Sumeru arc had, like even the Inazuma technically arc had, which was this, like there was more emotional attachment to the stakes, because it was more revolving around characters that were going out of their way to recruit us to their cause in Inazuma, and in Sumeru, we came there to do one thing, and one thing led to another, and the chain of events lead to basically us overthrowing a government. But Natlan had so much stuff set up before we got there, and I feel a little bit let down because of how little of that's been addressed. Like, the entire stuff with Vanessa, the slavery, the conflict with other nations, it feels like none of that's been addressed, all in favor of oh, it's Natlan, it's just versus the Abyss. Natlan versus the Abyss. Natlan versus the Abyss. Which is fine, but I would have appreciated it more if, like, they didn't have all these loose-hanging plot threads that were originally meant to be answered in Natlan, but we ended up not getting them answered in Natlan. And then on top of that, I feel like we're just getting effectively the apocalypse is about to show up, which is oddly convenient that it seems to be happening like right when we get there. When you think about it, technically we inadvertently caused the apocalypse when we showed up in Fontaine, so I let that one slide. But in Natlan, it's like we just seem to show up there right when the worst of the worst is about to happen. And it feels a little bit too oddly plot convenient. Honestly, the best part of the story has just been Capitano living up to all the expectations. And that's been that's the thing for me that's keeping Natlan from being, like, the worst arc. I would still say either Liyue or Inazuma was the worst arc overall. But Natlan is definitely falling short for me. I hope that we can give it an epic conclusion. I'm really attached to some of the characters we've met. However, I do feel really saddened by how much some characters have been sidelined. We went through all this effort of learning the connecting to the ancient characters that are in this trailer even. We go through all the effort to try to have the memories of these people restored in the current era. And it would have been more of a payoff if we learned the stories of these people before going into that. But Genshin storytelling already suffers from quite a lot of bloat. So I can understand why they might not want to leave that in. And if they didn't want to leave it in, they didn't want to leave it in. But, like, each one of the character stories, we could have gotten, like, a full character story after each character learned their ancient name. We could have had a character story revolving around the connection to the previous wielder of the ancient name, which is kind of what we did get with Kanich. We got it with Kanich, but we didn't get it with anyone else. And that's not even counting, like, how Janssen has been effectively left out of the story entirely. Janssen seems to have been added into this interlude that we got in 5.2 as an afterthought. But all these characters not getting time. I feel like there's been a bit of a emphasis on Malvika. Malvika, Capitano are probably the highlights for me. And you know what? Capitano was still around 500 years ago. It would have been nice to give him a shout out in this. But I've ran on a rant for a little bit too long. Let's jump back into the trailer. I feel like the highlight of this entire animated short is just the connection between Malvika and the sister. This weird house, bus stop, whatever this is. I love the symbology as we get to see it go and change over and over through time. Like, or if it is the same one, or it's just a bunch of similar ones, because this is probably, I think, the highlight scene for me. This entire just lone road into the sunset. It's like the same bench every time, but the structure around it seems a little bit different. Sometimes there's a sign, sometimes there's not. I'm not entirely sure if it is supposed to be the same place or not. They're numbered, or like these might actually be houses like in a suburb now that I think about it. Is the background the same every time? No, the background's different every time too. So yeah, she's going down through a lot of different places in this one scene. Yeah, these are all different places, and then all of a sudden we start to get the sister being at every house that is passed. Was this a good animated short? Yes. Let's just start the wrap up because I've been rambling on for over 20 minutes now. I'm probably not going to pull for Malvika because I also feel like I don't like the Natlan characters' kits. They're fun and all, but I feel like the whole gimmick of the phlogiston system tying them to that nation makes it so that as soon as we're not in Natlan anymore, the characters aren't going to be as fun to play. And I think that that's really bad character design. Which is one of the reasons why I haven't pulled for a single character in Natlan. I have basically effectively skipped the whole region. I guess I should do a little bit of a bonus reaction to this at the end. Somebody showed me this. I haven't mentioned it in any of my videos. So I guess we'll talk about that real quick. Special program. Should be near the end. Oh, look, Dawe's here. I haven't talked about this yet. But yeah, new content. So, this is supposedly every character we're getting up until 6.0. And I actually recognize a few of these. Like, this is obviously Janssen here. This is probably Ifa. And I think this is Skirk. But then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 that we don't know. And yeah, this is interesting. I'm really excited for the hype that we have with the versions going forward. And I've run out of things to say, so we're going to end here. Thank you everybody who stopped by to watch this, and if you're still listening to me talk at this point, thank you even more. Just for you, you are the coolest. Join the Discord if you'd like to see more of this in the future. Leave a comment if you have anything that you think that I missed or wanted to talk about. I'll respond. If you want to see me live when 5.3 comes out, I stream live at twitch.tv/sheetstreams. Discord is where we announce when that happens. See you all in another video in the future. Till next time, stay safe everyone. Bye-bye.